Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. Actually, anyone who knits is welcome to join the meeting at any time, whether you're knitting a Phrancko sweater or not. But feel free to come and join us and share your work with us, and we'll tell you all about Phrancko sweaters. So let me greet everybody who's here. Hi, Ronnie. It's nice to see you again.
Hey there.
Hi, Serena. You too.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Mary.
Hello.
Hi, Will.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Summy.
Hey.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Frank.
It occurred to me, sometimes I use nicknames that I know, and sometimes I just read the name as you printed it. So sometimes you're William, sometimes you're Sumner.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we could really have a good time with that.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody come up with a good nickname next time.
Yeah.
Well, hello, Wally.
Oh,
Maybe we'll see you in a minute. How's everybody doing? Is the heat killing you?
Yes.
It's really warm here, and I feel so whiny because it's like 86. I know that's hardly anything for a lot of the rest of you, but for us, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot for me. I feel you. I'm 87 and I'm dying.
Do you have air conditioning?
I'm only 94. I feel good.
Oh,
Oh,
It's cooled down.
We're at 110.
Oh, wow.
oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Show off.
Oh,
And in
ew.
fact, well, last night at 10 o'clock, our power went out because I assume because the grid was overwhelmed. And so, of course, the air conditioning shut off. It was 90 degrees outside
oh
at
no.
10 p.m. And so there's an Applebee's near us. It's open till 1 o'clock. So we got in the car and went to Applebee's for happy hour
Snacks.
and closed them down. And at 1 a.m., right at 1 a.m. when we were leaving, because they were closing, the power came back on at home. So we
Oh,
were okay.
yay.
But if it
That's
hadn't, we
perfect.
would have had to go to a hotel or something because it's just too, and the fans don't even work. There's nothing. It's just stagnant
Oh,
hot
right.
air.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're in an apartment, so I'm sure that makes it a little more challenging.
Well, no, we're in a house now, but
Oh, you are?
yeah, but it's rough when it's that hot.
Well, good for you for coming up with a creative solution.
Well, talk
Applebee's.
among yourselves while I go open a window. I'm sorry. I forgot to do that before.
Good plan.
Well, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that'd be the only thing that'd get me in an Applebee's.
Yeah, same. Well, so I live in this town that's like in the middle of nowhere, and there is nothing else. It's really sad. I love my job here, but the location is really a challenge because there are not a lot of choice. I mean, I think there wasn't another option for us unless we had driven at least half an hour outside of town.
Oh, that's a lot. Well, and you're stressed anyway with the heat, so.
And it was
They
late
can't
at
mess
night.
up alcohol, can they?
No.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Did you miss the story, Sumner?
No, I got it. I got it. Yeah.
I'm trying to get
He
out of
just
this
didn't pay
sunbeam,
attention
and
to
I'm
that
not doing a
part.
good
He
job.
didn't pay attention to that part.
Yeah, I got that part.
Well, let me greet some more. Hi, Wally. You're here now.
Hi, Frank. How's everyone?
I tried to greet you when you were just a black square, but I guess it didn't work.
No, I didn't
Hi,
hear it.
Ron. Hi, Tim.
Hello.
hello.
Hi.
We're fresh from crochet class.
How'd it go?
It doesn't sound very happy. Is it okay?
No, it's great, but it's
Okay.
46 degrees,
Oh.
whatever that is in Fahrenheit.
So I was just
112.
whining because it's 87. What is that?
Yeah.
Let's see.
36.
And that's so much for us. I'm like
Holy-
melting.
Yeah, we're 77, right? Where does it say on your computer?
says 77.
It's
Yeah.
like a high of 120 all week. 114 right now.
Ah.
115.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, golly.
Yeah.
So crochet class went very well, and there's a lot of AC blasting, but
Good.
walking outside is dicey.
Yeah.
Right.
We're gonna have to do it too. Stop saying mean things to me.
Well, no, you can just sleep in the shop, can't you? Don't you have snacks?
I can't. I can sleep anywhere.
Well, and you don't have to, if you're at the shop, you don't even have to sleep. You can just knit or crochet, right?
There you go.
But no, class was wonderful. Great new students. Some old students dropped by during to make some special orders and came to see what the new students were doing and
Oh,
give them pep
cute.
talks.
Good.
Well, that's good.
Told them that their wonky little thing was exactly how it should look an hour and a half into being able to crochet.
Yeah.
Well, Frank, I'm still playing pickleball in the mornings in this heat.
Are you?
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
We try to play an hour or two, but it's kind of torturous.
Mm.
Mm.
I have a hard time getting into the grocery store,
Yeah.
but I don't think I could play pickleball in good weather.
Burn right now is 85 degrees.
Mm.
Mary said it's 85 at your place.
Yes, I didn't know. I had gotten out earlier and just didn't look at the temperature, but it was doable. Much
Yeah.
more so than 114 in Bakersfield. Good.
Wow.
Oh, that would just be. Oh.
Tim and I were at my parents' place on the Central Coast until Wednesday, and that was much nicer. They were having their summer heat in the low 70s.
Mm.
So where does the name Bakersfield come from? Because it just
Oh,
makes
there
me
was some
think of
colonel
baking,
named
you know.
Baker. He had a field.
Thanks for that helpful information,
I
Ronnie.
think you're making that up. I don't.
No,
think
there was a
that's
colonel.
true.
His last name was Baker. There was a field. It was named for him.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
There
It
you
did
go.
sound like one of your stories, though, you have to admit.
One of my stories. No, this is true. I know nothing about his life and times. I don't think there was anything special about him other than he was the first white person here, so they named the new white city after him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. No.
There's
there
no mission.
are-
They did not come up this way. It went right from the Yokuts people to Bakersfield.
You know,
Well,
that
Ron-
seems like an unusual surname in these days and times.
Well, this was a couple hundred years ago.
Wasn't there oil up there, Ron?
Yeah,
It could
Yeah.
have been, he had a well, or it was drilled on his property or something.
let's see.
Jenny
Now we
doesn't
have to look it up.
appreciate
Now we have
us
to
seeing that
know.
something 200 years old is old.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no.
say again, Suzanne?
I said, you don't appreciate that something 200 years old is old. We think that's like old.
Oh,
So my last apartment was
Yeah.
built in 1896,
Wow.
and it
That's
was
old.
not the oldest building on the street.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I know. Before the rest of you were like states, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny. Jenny, I
There are
love the new
things
prime
there.
minister.
Milton Keynes was founded in the 60s, so it's not like there's nothing new in Britain.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard your speech from your new prime minister. He's very impressive. I hope you're happy.
We'll see in a few months' time whether we're happy or not.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm sure, but
Well, I
Uh,
guess he's like elected, but he's not official yet. Is that it?
He has to
No,
form
no,
a government.
He's official. He's official, and he's named his cabinet. No, what I meant is I'll see in a few months' time if he actually delivers on any of the things he says he's going to deliver on.
Right.
Right, you.
Yeah, they make a lot of wild promises, don't they, during the campaigning?
Oh,
And then
yeah.
we'll wait.
Yeah, don't they
wait and
all?
see. Yeah, we'll wait and see what, if anything, turns up.
Yeah, but
So
he's
I'm yet to
already
be impressed.
visited with King Charles, so,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
So he's done the official bit. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. They seem promising, so I'm like, yay.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to just wait and see. I have to say I don't have a lot of faith in the promises being delivered, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, you know where we
Fingers
live.
crossed. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no interesting story.
No.
Just a colonel from Ohio. His name was Baker. He had a field. People would stop there.
Isn't there a lot of Bakersvilles?
Huh?
Isn't there a lot of Bakersvilles in the States?
I know of 2 others.
Right. I thought somebody once said there was 6 or something like that.
Wow.
We're
There's-
certainly the largest of them.
I'm glad
There's
somebody
spring-
knows our history.
There's Springfield. Springfields are everywhere.
Springfields are everywhere.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Not Bakersfields, right.
Not
okay.
Bakersfields.
Well, I'm pretty sure you probably are the warmest Bakersfield, though.
Probably.
And
Probably.
also the smoggiest.
Worst air.
Oh,
Why is the air bad?
Because we're at the bottom of a horseshoe valley. So we're at the
Mhm.
very bottom of the Central Valley, the coastal range on one side and the bottom of the up into the Tehachapi Ridge. So things just collect here. Things come in from LA County and down, they stick here. Agriculture pollutants come in and stick around here. Industrial pollution from the rest of the valley just sticks here. And the air doesn't move out. And we're in a rain shadow. All of the moisture comes out of the air on the other side of the coastal range, which is why it's nice on the other side of those mountains. And you get into the valley and there's no more moisture in the air, so we're a desert. And the air just doesn't circulate enough to clear anything out.
Ron, you
We all
mustn't
get
go on the
asthma.
local marketing board because you're not selling it very well.
Mm.
We get valley fever.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a special fungal infection you get here.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah, you're gonna have to block this out on YouTube, huh?
This will not be a surprise to any Bakersfielder.
That's something.
But I mean, ag and oil, it's there's wealth.
We
So,
have a theater community.
yeah, thriving
true.
arts community, blah blah blah.
And you're only a couple hours from lots of really great things like the Coast and LA.
Well,
Oh.
I don't know that I would say that LA is a really great thing. We are-
Fair. Fair.
I like having places to park,
Mhm.
but I'm cranky and difficult to please, and this is not great weather for being pleased. So maybe everything's fine, and I'm just cranky.
you're just grouchy.
Fine, everything's wonderful. Are you people happy?
Yeah.
I love it. Can't get enough.
Well, on the news this morning, they said that over there in California it was 114. But the upside of it is that your ocean water is only 46.
Great.
So you're going to jump in the water and freeze to death, you know? I mean, it's like, wow.
I'm not in any danger of getting into the ocean unexpected.
I don't think anybody's gonna cheer up Ron today.
No.
Oh no, I feel great. I love complaining.
Well, Long Island's very humid today and very cloudy, so
Mm.
It is a dry heat, so
yeah.
you will just slow roast.
So-
Well, that makes it more delicious.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful that car bumpers aren't melting like they were in India.
Right.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
They did that?
Yeah.
I didn't
It's
hear
kind of
that
mandatory in
story.
some places.
Yeah, that's
Right,
crazy.
Tim, I'm leaving you in charge.
Ronnie, how is it there in Texas?
Well, it's weather-wise, it's kind of cooled off. We had rain yesterday, which was good. But from the knitting standpoint, I did pick up my sweater again.
Oh, good. Yes.
And,
Oh, let's talk about knitting, everybody.
Wow.
Why?
Great
I've been-
idea.
I have been thinking about it a while, about, well, so what if I miss one, and it ravels down? I'll, go on YouTube and figure out how to pick it back up, or,
Sure.
or hey, it's one of a kind now, I can never do this thing because I'll never drop that exact stitch again, But I got it. I had 16 that I had to make, go across the underarm. And when I first picked them all up with the smaller needle was a good idea, whoever gave me that idea. I picked them up with the smaller needle and I had 15. So I'm thinking, okay, hey, I only missed one, I didn't miss 8 or something.
Yeah.
And then I picked up all the underarm stitches, around, they were on waist yarn. So I didn't have really trouble doing that, just time consuming. And when I came back around, I could see the one I missed. It was, dropped down a couple of rows.
Yeah.
So I just picked it up and put it on my needle. I didn't wrap
Yay,
it up
good.
or anything like that.
There you go.
So here's what it looks like. And I did the sleeve in white.
Cool.
I ran out of red. But I don't know if you can kind of tell. There's some loopy stitches right there. Can y'all see those?
It's not bad.
Just a tiny
No, that's
bit.
not too bad. Who's going to see them
It's
anyways?
They're
Yeah.
underarm, right?
Yeah, it's under the
Yeah, they're
arm.
underarm. So I don't know. I mean, it's not a hole necessarily. Well, there might be a hole kind of on this side.
Oh,
It
yeah.
might
You can
That's
close
pretty
that up from
good.
the back.
Yeah, you can pick that up.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I can do something with it probably. So anyway, I've done 74 rows of the sleeve. And I did put it in a different color just so I'd know where it started,
Okay.
And so
Okay.
I'm gonna do one sleeve white and one sleeve black.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
The
good.
red and gray in the middle.
Color blocking, that's trendy.
Yeah, we'll see. I can wear it a bunch of places. I went to Tech, so that's all their colors too. So
All right. It's
Very
very
good.
exciting to see you make progress on that.
Yeah.
yeah, it did make me feel a lot better about once I finally did it, I finally decided, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And and I felt better after I did it. So yeah, I kind of stayed up all night with it. So
Well, did
Ryan,
you,
this morning a little while waiting on watching tennis. So
And is
Wimbledon.
this your first sweater?
no, it's my third sweater.
Your third sweater. Cool.
but it's his
but,
first Phrancko.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first Phrancko. Yeah. And I did the first 2 sweaters and I really had almost no problems at all doing them. And they turned out really good. And I got really good reviews, like in Suzanne's group on Facebook. I just had a big head. I can do anything. And then I started this and yeah, ran into that problem, ready to, I threw it across the room last week when I couldn't pick up those stitches for the
Yeah.
people that weren't here to hear that. But anyway, I finally picked it up and, got started again. So I feel like I'm on the right track again. And
Good job.
We'll see what the next underarm holds. We'll see if I can pick those up or not. So,
Yeah. Did you learn something that you could have done differently?
well, yeah, we talked about it last week. I should have used, instead of worsted weight yarn, I should have used a thinner yarn,
Uh-huh.
much thinner. And like I said, I'll probably use, I've got a mercerized, doily cotton that I might use next time. It's really thin, and it's slick. So it's going to
Yeah,
slide
you
through
want
everything.
you want thin and slick.
Yeah. So I'll do that next time on the next Phrancko. but I probably won't do it out of cotton next time either. So even though I've got enough cotton to do it with, when I bought your pattern, Frank, it told me I needed 9 skeins, so I bought 18.
Ooh,
So I could do it. So I could do it
I
twice.
often buy 10, not double.
Yeah.
Well, that way I said, well, I can do it twice because
Oh, yeah.
the first one's I'm going to have problems, or there's going to be discovery along the way doing it the first time. That's why I did the first sweater I did it twice also. I did it in a value yarn, and then after I figured out I could do it, I went back and did it in a 100% wool. That was the first time I'd done 100% wool of anything, I think, ever.
Oh,
And let me tell you, I was really surprised once I wet it and swished all the water out and let it dry. I can't tell you how soft that is. I can't believe how soft it is. Let me say it that
I
way.
love wool.
Yeah.
But I haven't worn it
I do
anymore.
too.
It's 100 degrees here. Worn it around the house is about all. But
Yeah.
here, let me get that. It's sitting right over here.
oh, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, nice. Look at that
Oh,
color.
that's
Phrancko.
lovely.
Wow. Yes.
Raglan lines.
Yep.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
great.
That's
A little bit-
Very
nice.
nice.
A little bit of
Very
texture in
nice.
the raglan lines, and they meet front and back all the way down the sides.
Oh,
Oh, very
wow.
pretty.
That's
That's very
awesome.
nice.
That is
The,
nice.
yeah, cast on, more for the underarm and everything, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. I mean, there was a couple of color changes in the couple of the balls of yarn,
Yep.
but
Uh-oh.
I don't care. That doesn't bother me, I learned I could do that helical, swapping 2 balls out or 3 balls
Yep.
out or whatever if I
Yep.
wanted to.
Yes, that
I don't know.
helps.
I do that some other time because you never, depending if you got 2 or 3 balls of yarn going all at once, dang, you never have to stop and change a new. Once you put all 3 of them in, you never have to stop again. And put in another ball of yarn.
Right.
Yeah.
So I will say Phrancko has the best idea, or he said he got it from somewhere else, but he made a YouTube video that I just fell in love with, and I just had to tell a bunch of people about adding a new skein of yarn,
Yeah.
where you wrap it in the float or whatever,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
then
yeah.
you move the other one like you're doing in Tarja, which I've never done in Tarja. So, but
That's
anyway,
what-
I've watched the video several times just to figure out how to do that. So I did that, and I did that in this sweater anyway.
It's my favorite tip. I'm doing this in Tarja.
Yes, I learned that from Sumner
Oh,
Look at that.
and just did a video on it.
Yeah, and you did really good.
Mm.
Yeah, see, this
Show
is
it
a
again,
whale.
Sumner. Yeah.
Very
Oh,
nice.
that's
This
so
is a
cute.
whale.
Oh,
oh, cute.
Oh, so cute.
Oh,
His
look
little-
at
Oh,
He got
Yeah.
a little bobble
Okay, I see it
eye.
now. Yeah.
Oh my God.
that.
That's very cute, Sumner.
And I'm gonna Swiss darn the little spout. Yeah, you believe me, you'll be seeing that on the Zoom meeting. It's
How
too
many-
cute.
How many squares have you got to go, Sumner, after that one?
Oh, about 21.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Is this an Afghan or a baby blanket?
It's a baby blanket.
Baby blanket.
It is a mystery baby blanket by Debbie Abrahams.
Okay.
So ever since I did this, I've been doing that, adding that yarn that I told Phrancko about, because I'm like, it's amazing. Because
Yeah,
you
I
can just
think-
add that yarn and you just knit. It's
if I
wonderful.
remember correctly, she was the one who showed you how to do that.
That's right.
I passed it along in a video, and I made sure I gave both of you credit. I
You
didn't admit it.
You did. And I'm
That
sure
was
she didn't
question.
invent it either, but it's like we're all picking stuff up from everybody else.
That's
She
right.
just presented it well for the first time in a pattern. So perfect.
I have a question about double knitting.
Ooh.
And
That's for you,
normally-
Jenny.
Yeah.
Oh, two color double knitting, you make a mirror image on the other side. And that
Yes.
works
Yeah.
great if you're doing an object or something like that, but doesn't work great if you're doing letters. If you're spelling something out,
Yeah, yeah.
because the mirror image doesn't work, you can't see
Right.
on the other side. And I
Only
saw
if
this
it's an
video
eye. It's okay if
online.
it's an eye.
There are techniques where the front and back have different images.
Yeah.
You can double knit with the two sides being different.
Okay, yeah, I saw a video on that, but it was like a kid video and the comments were turned off and it was in the mini player that went off, you know, like they made it for kids or whatever. They probably
Oh.
did that accidentally. So there were no
Children
comments.
love double knitting.
I found found a blog post online that kind of told you how to do it. So maybe I could, you know, it's just a lot of math is all. And I think maybe I can figure it out. I was just wondering if anybody's ever done that. So
Was
sounds
it
like you have.
Sidra that had done some of that a little bit, I thought? That part of
Yeah,
her
I
double knitting
I think
was
you're
different?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was
Mm.
Sidra.
So I've done that as well. So some patterns that are published specifically like that are written like that, and so the charts are charted to have the writing the right side on both sides. And so instead of just having the two color charts where you have the two color squares, you end up with the squares where there's they cut the square in half diagonally, and they have the two different colors on the same square, and whichever color appears first is telling you which color to knit.
Yeah.
So if your square is like black on the bottom and white on the top, then you would knit it one way. Or if your square is diagonal with white on the bottom and black on the top, you would knit it a different way to get the mirror images. So there are quite a few patterns out there, and somebody has actually published an alphabet of like the squares of alphabet with all the letters in with the different. So if you're creating your own pattern, you
I need to find that.
Yes, I'm trying to think of the designer who did it. Yeah, I mean, you can. There are other ways of doing it. So I designed a pattern for my husband for a scarf, and I must admit it took longer, almost, to design and work out the pattern than it did to knit the scarf.
Yeah.
I'll just go and see if I can find it. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Well, I
Told
have
you, she is a
nephew.
whiz with double knitting. She's something else.
Who is?
Jenny, she's
Jenny.
amazing with double knitting.
Mm.
Hmm.
I have a nephew that is a third. He's Jerry Clifford Platter the third. He's my nephew. My sister's married to his dad, so he's my brother-in-law. He's a junior. And then this guy's a third, and so far he's got 3 girls.
Oh,
So they
wow.
don't have a fourth yet, and they're pregnant right now, and they just found out it's a boy.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're
Oh,
gonna have
wow.
a fourth.
Good.
Oh my gosh.
Who's gonna be
We're gonna have a
spoiled?
Jerry Clifford Platter the fourth now. So, you know, he's been waiting on it. He's a girl dad for a long time, and finally he's gonna have a boy. So I was wanting to do his initials with the 4 on there,
Oh yeah,
you know, but I want it on both sides. I don't know if I have time to do it. I don't even know if I can. Maybe I can figure out how to do it.
Yeah, the trick on that is swatching. You got to take it in pieces and swatch a piece so that you can work out the kinks. Right?
I watched the video, and sometimes you're doing like the same color on both sides for like
Mhm.
5 or 6 stitches. So the
Mhm,
other color you kind of have to pull through,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
because you're not working it, so you kind of have to pull it through anyway.
Yeah.
I don't.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
I can.
can't find the
It
scarf.
seems
It's pretty
complicated, but the more I
expensive.
read about it, it might get easier. So.
Yeah, that's exactly the issue in the long colors where you've got it on both sides. You've just got to be really, really careful not to pull the second color too tight, otherwise
Yeah.
it all bunches up. He's put the scarf away somewhere so I can't find it. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So are you on Ravelry, Ronnie?
Am I what? Yeah. Yes.
You are on Ravelry?
Yeah, I am RW Arnie 64 on Ravelry.
Like the Nintendo
I'm a
64.
friend of, I think I'm a friend of Phrancko, or I'm in his group or whatever. I think. I don't know. I've been on it. I got on it when it very first started, like 2008. I was on a waiting list before they let me in.
Oh my
Really?
goodness.
wow.
So on that one, I'm Arnold 5, ARNOL 5. But I forgot my password to my email address. So I forgot my password to that. And so when I started knitting and crocheting again, because I kind of quit doing that to start running, and I ran a bunch of half marathons and stuff like that. But
You're
for
not
some
an
reason, I can't do both.
overachiever or
I'm either
anything, are
running
you?
or I'm knitting. For some reason, I can't do both. So I'm knitting again. So I started another Ravelry page, but I don't get on there very much.
Yeah, I'm horrible with social media.
If you're on Ravelry, you're not knitting.
Correct. And like with Suzanne's Bootcamp, I got to go on Facebook, and I don't do Facebook. I have it, but I just I don't like it.
Yeah, she's big on Facebook, but she's
So
big
what
on.
are you, what are you learning in boot camp now, Sumner?
We've had 2 weeks off because of her vacation and then the 4th of July. So we're only coming up to the 4th lesson this coming week.
Well, no wonder you got a square done.
I got 3 done.
Oh my God.
I've been doing a square a day about.
Wow.
Today, this one is 3 days because the whale is a little complicated, but he is awful cute. He's just so
It's
sweet.
darling. He is very cute.
So this is for a baby boy who my niece has 3 girls, right? Her brother, and hopefully they're done. They've had enough. And their brother, Quentin, is finally pregnant with his wife, and they're having a boy. So this is for Quentin's baby, who will be in September.
Very good.
Very cute.
Cindy,
Yeah.
how are you coming on your vest?
I was just going to volunteer because I'm excited. I just the ends are not woven in, but I seamed everything all together today.
Oh, how nice.
You
Look at
gotta
that.
see the seam.
Man, it looks
Look
great.
at how good the seam is.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that is
It's
impeccable.
So it's all done.
stunning.
So the next thing will be to pick up around the arms and do the ribbing, and it is a tubular bind off, tubular Italian bind off. So I'll do that and then do the neckline, and then I'm done.
Impeccable.
Then it will go in because everything
All
else
right.
is all finished. So
Boy, the
I'm
drape on
excited.
that is gorgeous.
Oh, we're
Thank
excited.
you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
The yarn is just really, it's nice to work with. It's easy to knit with. It's the Plymouth yarn Galway. And
This
it
is-
makes a nice sweater that really wears well. I've done a couple for the kids in it, and it works good. So
this
I'm
is level
excited.
2?
That's level 2, yeah. I even started my letter to my co-chair to say, here it is.
You're really getting ready.
I am. I'm really ready. I have everything else in the little box. It's all ready. I just have to do the vest and put it in. So I'm excited. I
Wonderful.
think I'm actually going to make it. There for a while I was I was unsure.
I never doubt it. Never.
Well, thank you, Frank.
Who else has something to show us?
I can show the sweater I'm working on because I just realized I've knit too far and have to rip back half a row. I'm in a good.
Well, join the club.
Yeah. I showed this a while ago, but I've made progress on it.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
a lot.
And
Oh,
so it's
lovely.
a top-down pullover, and the yarn is Brooklyn tweed. Oh, I don't have the ball band. Where is it? Loft.
Oh, that's a very nice yarn.
Yeah, that's
You
a
need
nice
to
yarn.
Yeah.
tag them
Yeah.
on that because it's so pretty.
It really is, and this is my first time using it, and I'm really happy with it. The tweed
It's
is
very,
just
very nice.
gorgeous.
The tweed is
They
so
would
pretty.
love to see it,
Mm.
I bet.
It's just really gorgeous, and I'm very excited to block it. Because I've blocked the swatch, of course, but I just think the whole thing is gonna relax and sort of drape a little bit
Mhm.
better
Yep.
once
Yep.
it's had a chance to sit in some water for a while. So
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be so nice. You're going to love it, and it'll be something you wear a lot.
Did you put it
It's
closer
for-
to the camera?
yeah, it's for my husband, and
Well, that's
there's
great.
this little neck detail. I don't know if you can see with the
Love
color.
it.
Yes.
Take a
Yeah, there you go.
Cross
Yeah.
and
Neck detail, and here's the armhole there, and there's a slip stitch detail. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but like a faux seam slip
All right,
stitch
yeah, I can see
detail.
it. I can see
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah.
see it.
now we can see there. Yeah.
And I'm
Now-
very
doing
sophisticated.
some decreases down the back, just every 12 rows, only on the back. I'm decreasing 2 stitches, 1 stitch at each side, because I find a lot of times there's extra fabric on the back.
Yeah.
But I forgot to do it on my last row because I was listening to you all talking, and so now I have to do some tinking.
But I think Serena is right. You need to take a picture of that and send it off to them
Send it to Brooklyn, maybe when it's done.
because that is beautiful.
Thank you.
Can I make a
Okay.
suggestion before you rip it
Please.
back?
Yeah,
Nobody's going to notice if that decreases one row off.
you're right. But I'll
It will
know.
not show. You will not even be able to find it later since
You're
you're doing
right,
them every
especially
12
with-
rows. So just do
especially
it on
with
the
this
next row.
tweed.
That's my strong
Yeah.
suggestion.
What I would do.
Yeah.
Not Will.
I don't
Oh,
have any
Some of
sweat
us
though. I
can't
don't care.
count to 12, so
Clear it all out.
But
I know I
That's
have
even-
trouble counting.
who of us is not a perfectionist? It's like raise your hand if you're not a perfectionist.
Let's see.
Is Tim? Is it? Oh no, you are, Ron. I've seen you
No way.
do gobs
I
of
am.
swatches to get everything designed just so.
That's because I like to do stuff. But when it comes to making the thing, I fake it.
Fake it till you
I'm
make it.
I'm
If you ain't cheating, you
I'm
ain't
faking
trying.
your little reticule pattern.
Oh,
I'm doing that
wow.
one. Yeah, it's getting there. Dee-dee-dee. So that's fun. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's
This
so
is
cool.
this is a pattern that Ron did.
Oh,
And
I
Oh.
love
it's,
it.
it's very fun. It's really cute. I think it's really cute.
awesome.
And then it has you put a little tassely thing down here. This was just where you cast on at the bottom
Yeah,
and then did the circle and do the and then you have,
Latvian braid. Is it going to go to a grandchild?
yes.
Cute.
Mm.
So I think it'll be very cute. So I do that kind of in between. I don't work on any of my level 2 stuff when I'm on a Zoom because I make myself focus.
Then you might need to be a bit of a perfectionist.
Oh, I am. I totally am. I own mine.
So I am pleased with what I've got here. This is the top,
Oh,
what will be
cute.
my melon slice sweater,
Oh,
Mhm.
and I've done something.
Lovely
What did you
choice.
do?
What did I do?
Well, it looks like you've got the neck already on it.
I do. So this is a saddle shoulder Phrancko thing. I had a flurry of getting Phrancko patterns and looking at them. This is a Phrancko saddle shoulder made entirely in the round.
All right.
Whoa.
Hmm.
Did you do it
Okay.
using the yoke? I mean, how did you do that?
How did I do it?
How did you do that?
Was it an accident?
He's
Was it
not a
fake?
No, it was
perfectionist, so he
very
can't
much on
tell us.
purpose.
It wasn't one of those faking things?
No, no. Well, the actual knitting, I did miss a sleeve increase on the sleeve cap that is just in there somewhere.
No.
I don't know. No, this is very much something I did on purpose. If you look at your website activity of yesterday, you will have seen like several sweaters go through with named of a variation of melon. That was all me trying to sort of look at the math of different sweater types. The yoke, the crew neck, and the saddle shoulder, looking at their stitch counts for a child of the same size, seeing the architecture of those different types. And then I've made a beautiful mind style diagrams.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my Lord.
This is, see, it is a proof of concept, a prototype of a way to put the saddle shoulder and the seamless set and sleeves that Phrancko developed into a top knit entirely in the round.
Now,
So
are
you
you doing anything to raise the back?
There are short rows, like
Uh-huh.
in the sweater. There are short rows here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not
can
many
see it
because it's a
there.
child size. 2 rows of short
Right.
rows to raise the back.
Mhm.
And then there'll be some down here. Because I'm doing the underarm increases now. So when it was, the neck treatment is just a little neck treatment. And it's rolling up because I knit this densely. But it's knit with increases on each edge of what becomes the saddle at the correct length, at the correct width to become the sleeve cap.
Wow.
And to hit the target of the body size. So everything gets to be about the right stitch count within 1 or 2 stitches or 1 or 2 rows of where each of the patterns that I Frankensteined and put together. We'll see how it goes from here. It's a child sweater, so the shaping isn't like critical. If it creeps up, but this is more of a to see if I could make it work.
It looks
You
like
have
you did.
such a fun time with your knitting.
And it looks like a little sweater.
Yeah.
It really
It looks
does.
cool.
Yeah.
And you're just always so creative and you come up with such interesting ideas.
Monsters are interesting, I was saying to my girlfriends just the other day. So I'm pleased with it. I'm doing the underarm increases now and about to separate the sleeves. And then once this gets done, I might try to do the same thing with like something for a small adult and see how it fits on a non-tiny human.
Yeah.
That is a very lovely construction. And it
I
looks
had
like
to
you've got
Howard
just the
Hughes style
great
percolate
sleeves.
on it for a while, and then suddenly in a burst of activity, I came out of my shed, and so
Well, that sounds interesting.
Hmm.
we'll see how it goes.
Maybe I'll have to incorporate something like that into the website if you.
I will be happy to talk it over with you if this works. Or I'll be happy to talk it over with you regardless of whether it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, you can work backward from the a saddle shoulder pattern to get this construction. And there's some finessing that you had to do, that I did longhand, but it was just sort of a matter of, well, I either need one more row here or one less row. Am I going to make it bigger or smaller? But it's one row. What does it matter? That kind
Yeah.
of thing.
The thing that I don't understand is how did you match the number of rows in the rows in the saddle with the columns that come down from the saddle, because the column width is wider than the row height.
Right. By calculating the ratio of how long the stitches, how many increases needed to be done over the number of rounds I had to get the saddle to the appropriate length. So that was how far I had to work. And then there'd be some ratio of do an increase around the saddles every third round and then not on the fourth round or
Oh,
what have you, to get the shaping correct. And then just sort of working those in to an appropriate spacing, and then adjusting the neck circumference to accommodate both a big enough head and whether it needed to get a little wider or a little narrower to accommodate getting from the cast on to the appropriate upper chest plus sleeve cap measurement, to the appropriate shoulder width.
Great.
So, standard pickup ratios, but put into increases.
That is awesome.
Done silence.
Yeah.
It's just, no, it's nothing really. I
know
just,
Phrancko's
it had
a
been
master
niggling
knitter.
at me since Frank had started working on the yoke pattern. And I know there are other contiguous, like the contiguous sleeve pattern.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a way to incorporate that into the framework of the Phrancko to get the better sleeve, and to get the I mean, you all know I'm the width of the neck where the sleeve caps start, all of that architecture and the Phrancko is great. And you don't want to go far afield from it to try and get something else to stick in there. But that's what I'm trying to do. So perfectionist, no. Like doing fussy theoretical work, absolutely. Fussy and theoretical, potentially no practical value. Sign me up.
How many other master knitters are in the room here? I know Cindy's working on hers, and
I'm merely a gifted
that's
amateur.
it. What?
I said I'm merely a gifted amateur.
Okay.
I've done level 1 and then no follow through.
I've done the
I own a yarn
professional.
shop. There's so much going on that takes up my professional knitting time that it's difficult to
Okay.
try and.
What did you
commit.
say, Serena?
I was just telling him I didn't do the master hand knitting. I did the professional one,
Oh,
the professional knitting
professional knitter
certificate.
certificate.
Yeah, I don't guess I've heard of that. I'll have to look it up.
So yeah, I do sample knitting. In fact, I could show you, I don't know if we have time, but I could show you, we have a little time.
Sure we do.
Kathy's, I'm working a sample knit for Catherine Zoller or Kathy Zoller.
Tables.
Oh, cables.
That's for fall. It's called, right now it's
Oh,
called
lovely.
warm apple cider.
Awesome.
So it'll be an
Lovely.
all over cable.
What color is that top yarn in real life? It went from like pink to a russet color to like an orange on my screen.
It's called copper.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then the bottom is a darker brown, but I can't remember what the bottom's called, but it doesn't have anything to do with the color, the name of the yarn.
It's beautiful tweedy yarn, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's
What
very
I
age
nice.
believe
is-
it's Fiber Company. I put videos up for her all the time on social media. She wanted me to tell the progress of this, so I've been doing documenting the progress a little bit for her.
I finished level 1 years ago, but I'm sure by now they have rewritten a lot of it.
Oh,
At the
yeah.
matter.
Well, I've thought about it so many times, but I've yet to pull the trigger, so.
Well, I followed Cindy's suggestion by taking boot camp because I signed up for level 1 and I thought, I have a lot to learn. So I was very ambitious and dove right in. But then, so now boot camp, and I think Cindy did that where she went to boot camp and then went into level 1. So that's
I did.
what I'm doing. And
Boot
so
camp
I'm in
is
boot
Suzanne
camp.
Bryan's class. I want to clarify. It's not a
Mhm.
TKGA class. It's also an excellent course for learning everything about knitting.
Yeah.
It's by Suzanne Bryan, and you get on a waiting list for months, if not a year, to get into the class. It's so popular.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
But we all love
I don't know
Suzanne
if you-
Bryan. She's a wonderful teacher and a wonderful person.
Basics from TKGA is a good start.
Yeah.
Took that
I've
one
done
too.
that and Suzanne
Mhm.
Bryan's boot camp,
Yeah.
and both of them were helpful.
I took basics before I did boot camp. And then after I started level 1, I took Taming Tension, which is a TKGA that Binka Schwan teaches. And because as I was knitting level 1, it was very apparent I had tension issues.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with any of them. I'm actually doing Taming Tension right now. I've been away a lot, so I had to put a stop to it, and I actually enrolled in the Master Hand Knitting level 1 too, but I haven't been around to do it. I mean, I got my binder sitting there, but
Yeah.
you can't travel with the darn thing.
No, you can't. And it is a time commitment.
Yeah,
sure.
very much so.
But I liked basics and I liked Taming Tension because it really was very individual, and they give you feedback really quickly. And the thing with the Master Hand Knitter levels, it was, you have to just do the whole thing and then throw it over the wall and hope that it works. I mean, you're doing a lot of research, a lot of writing, answering a lot of questions, and a lot of knitting before you ever put it in to get the feedback. And so I was real anxious and nervous of, is this going to work? Is this going to be right? And so I did basics. Well, I did basics first when I was just trying to really learn to knit better. And then when I was doing level 1, then I did the Taming Tension. And
But there's not
it was very good.
I know you said there's a time limit on it, but there's not like a 3 strikes and you're out and you can never do it again, right?
Oh, no.
No,
They'll
there's not
take
a
your
3
money
strikes
forever.
But you do have to do it within a particular time limit. Or
Well,
what
actually,
happens,
you don't have to. You can, if you don't do it in that time limit, you just have to pay an extra fee and get an updated version of the course.
well, an updated version, but a lot of stuff changed this last time. So,
Yeah. And
so
you hope a
might
lot
have to
doesn't
re-knit
change.
the stuff. So,
It's best to
Well,
get it
I've
in the time
found
limit.
so far that, and it's everybody's perspective is so unique. So you can't really you gotta take it with a grain of salt, but a lot of it to me is being able to follow instructions.
Yes.
Knitting is just a small percentage. Of course, you got to be able to follow instructions on what they tell you to knit, but it's a lot more following instructions to me.
Yeah, I've always kind of wondered why at this point with this much history, they don't just have a curriculum for. They tell you to refer to their cast on articles, and like they've got a bibliography and like patterns that they approved, or that members have, like co-chairs have made for different projects. At this point, why not just make it a curriculum? Make this
Because
stuff.
they're also this is what they would say. They are teaching you to research things that you want to learn about. And after the program, you have learned how to research techniques instead of just being told, here's a list of things to learn. So I think that's probably the argument for why they're doing it the way they do it.
That's an argument. Yeah.
And it definitely works. I've been shocked at the books that are out there and what's in them. I don't think I would have ever dug this deep if I hadn't put myself in this position.
True. Yeah. Yeah, I went down the rabbit hole with that, and I'm glad, because wow, have I improved my knitting. Just since I joined this
gone before
little
us
group.
and done an extremely great job, and
Yeah.
and it's up to us to learn from them. So
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
maybe Serena or Cindy would like to tell what's the difference between the professional knitters certification and the master hand knitter certification, both offered by TKGA. They both give you a certificate. What's the difference?
Professional, I didn't have to do the research. There
right.
was really very minimal research required. I think I had to answer some questions, but they were minimal, and I did not have to write a paper. So that was the difference. The knitting is quite similar, but a little bit more intensive knitting with master hand, it looks like. Maybe just in a different way.
And in the knitting certification, did you have to write patterns?
No.
Because that's another feature of the master hand knitter, is you learn how to write patterns.
No, I didn't have to write patterns, but I did have to self-evaluate my knitting so that I would know how to work with customers.
Yeah, I think there's a focus on matching gauge rather than like measuring your gauge properly to tell people what gauge to get. In the professional knitter certification, you are given a gauge and you are intended to match it, as opposed to knit your swatch. Now tell us what gauge that is.
Okay.
That's true. I forgot about that part. That's a good add.
Well, this is all great information. I would never have known any of this. It's maybe I've never looked for it, but I haven't found it written down anywhere, this much information all at one time.
They do a great job at that organization.
A wonderful organization, wonderful people. It changed my life. I was retired and wasn't sure what to do, and I took up knitting, and I was knitting a few things along the way, and I didn't know very much at all. And then a friend I met online said, "Oh, have you heard about this master hand knitter certification?" I went over and saw it and signed up and started the class, and I ended up working on it every day for 2 years. And I was just a sponge for information, and I couldn't learn enough. It was perfect for me. But I didn't do any of the stuff Cindy did to prepare to take it, or Sumner's doing. I didn't take anything. I just thought, well, I'm just a beginning knitter, but I'll see how far I can go with this. I probably won't be able to finish it. And then I just kept plodding along, and before long I had it.
That's why the perspectives are so different. You might have somebody who's been knitting for 20 years and doesn't, somebody who's learning and doing it while they're learning. It's hard to explain the course because it just depends on where you are.
That's right.
Well, I feel like I worried about it way too much. But yet all the stuff that I did to prepare with boot camp and basics and Taming Tension, it served me well.
Well, it looks like that's about all we have time for today.
Right.
And I don't think we saw what everybody was working on. Naughty, naughty. But you can show us next week. In fact, I didn't show you what I'm working on. Here it is.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Got a few more inches.
boy.
There we go.
Awesome.
Hopefully I'll have a lot more to show next week.
Beautiful.
So see you all next week. Have a great week. Don't roast.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yes,
Bye, everyone.
goodbye.